the New York Giants are reporting to training camp on July 15th. Detroit is reporting on July 16th because they're playing in the Hall of Fame game. The Eagles are reporting on the 22nd, 6 days later. I mean, we're like 3 weeks out from the season starting, folks, and people getting this bad puppy going. I cannot wait. Really, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great year this year. Folks, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Without further ado, guys who are just absolutely killing it. One of my favorite shows, Birds 365 with John McMullen, is our friend, the co-host, Big Z, Zander Krause. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
2 Eagles that you think will have a huge and a bigger role in 2025. I put up Moro Jomo and Jalen Hunt.
Ooh, I like Jalen Hunt.
Dudes are going to have a big role because they got some big shoes to fill. They're filling the shoes of Milton Williams, and they're filling the shoes of Josh Sweat. They're expanded roles, and the organization is counting on these guys to step in. Are there 2 other guys for you that
you kind of took you took the one I was thinking with Jalen Hunt, but I'm going to go Jalen Hurts 1 because I think you are going to have to see him take more of that on his plate this year. The offensive load. I do think that's going to happen. So Jalen Hurts, I was going to say Jalen Hunt, but, Sills, you could go take your pick, man. Jalen Hunt's a great pick. Reed Blankenship is a great pick. He's now the veteran in the secondary. Quinyon Mitchell's a great pick because he no longer has Darius Slay, and he's kind of being the anchor now of the corners. Cooper DeJean is the guy who has to play all over the secondary. And by the way, Zach Bond, too, he paid him this big money. He better come out in here and replicate what he did last year, or else that defense won't work as well. So most of them are on the defensive side of the ball. I do go Jalen because I think he's going to have that Jalen Hurts because he's going to have a lot of I think there's going to be a big opportunity for him to really have a much bigger footprint on this offense than he did a year ago.
I just made a comment, and tell me if you agree or disagree. Bro, if that guy has 4,500 yards passing or 4,600 yards passing, something happened to the run game. I mean, something happened to Barkley.
Well,
if that ends up going down that lane, unless Jalen just all of a sudden becomes somebody he hasn't been, and he just starts throwing the ball around the yard, and all of a sudden he morphs into being one of those guys. But in 4 years starting, I haven't seen that guy, and I'm not expecting that guy. But we're going to go into year 5, and all of a sudden they're going to ask him to do something completely different than what he's done for 4 years. Is throw the ball more?
Well, he did throw the ball on 22 and 23 a lot more so. But do you agree with this? If the defense falls from 1 to 10, they're going to throw the ball more next year.
Yes.
Without the running game changing at all.
Yes. And if they want to take some of the carries away from Barkley, yes, they're going to have to do that. But again, I go back to what all of you have said to me. Dude, man, I'm going to write Barkley I'm going to give Barkley 420 carries again. I'm sorry, man. If Saquon Barkley
doesn't it have to work? You know what I mean? The defense was so good last year, it kind of allowed the Eagles to play that way. If you're giving up more points, you're not going to be able to just kind of run it at free. You know what I mean? That's why last year was such a perfect combination of complementary football where it's very unlikely that we replicate that level. So there's going to be changes. What are they going to be? I think the passing game is going to be one of them.
So do you mean you see a team out there defensively that you're going to play on that schedule that you think could stop you running the ball? I don't.
Yeah, but how good's our defense? That's basically what this is about. It's not as much about the running.
You understand if you throw the ball more, you have more opportunities to go 3 and out because of incompletions, tip passes, fumble. It's higher turnover percentage football when you're being more of a passing game. Now, to me, when you do that, there's more of a chance. Do you think the Eagles start fast as an offense this year? Do you think they're going to start fast, or do you think they're going to be a team that's going to get out the same way they did a year ago until they try to figure themselves out? Because if they try to do this, well, let's throw the ball more. That's not the identity they had a year ago that won them the Super Bowl. There does have to be a balance, like you say. And when you say balance, I don't think there was that much balance last year during the season when it came to throwing and passing. I never saw that balance. What I saw was a team that nobody could stop. And they were just so dominant at the point of attack. Now, does that hold up again? I guess that's your point. Will that hold up again? Well, how about this, Zander? Do you think the same formula from 2024 will work in 2025? Yes or no?
No, because I don't think the defense is going to be as good. I think it's going to be a good defense.
Field position.
Well, yeah. So I think it changes the way that the game is played. I mean, if you're only giving up 17 points a game, you can run the ball a lot, and get away with it. Your margin for error grows from that defense. So if they're not as good, or you're giving up 23 points a game, you're going to have to score more. Now maybe they could do that with the running game. Maybe I'm downplaying that a little bit, but I think they're going to have to throw the ball more. I just think that the NFL changes too much year to year. I don't think teams, after what happened last year with Saquon Barkley having such a big year, I mean, guy's like the biggest star in the NFL right now. Number one jersey, he's on the cover of Madden. Like, everybody knows that the Eagles ran over everybody last year. I don't know. You think they're going to be able to just come out and do it no matter what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think they're that good?
Yeah, I do. Did you get my take what I said, what makes you guys so great? Look at the fucking Bears. They went out, they traded for O-linemen. They drafted O-linemen. They're trying to replicate and do the things that Philly is. But then I looked at their guys. Tune, the trade with the guy from the Rams they brought up. And then I looked at the Eagles and I went, wait a minute here. They drafted Mulata. They drafted Landon. They drafted Cam. They drafted Steen. And they drafted Lane. Fuck, dude. When you got homegrown dudes like that and you're growing them inside your garden like that, bro, that is such an advantage on being able to use contracts, production, how great they are. Name me another team in the last 15 years that has done that with 5 guys. Can you? I can't think of another NFL football team that develops 5 guys a year to having that line hasn't had a drop off. In the 5 years I've been with you, Zander, and it's gotten better. Hey, it's gotten better.
It's arguably gotten better, which is crazy to say. I mean, it really is.
I'm going to ask you about the new guys. I want you to give me your opinion on what they're going to do this year. These are all the new faces that I think will make an impact. What's Ty Robinson going to do?
I think he's got a more of a Jomo role this year, but I think he can play. I think he can play the run too. Now I don't know how ready he's going to be in there, but I do think he's going to get 300 snaps, probably minimum.
So you think he's going to be the rotation piece?
Yeah, I think he fills in behind Morrow,
and he's like he's going to be on the field a lot. You think this year?
Well, I mean. Who else is there?
Okay, that's what I'm asking. I mean,
yeah, I think
the depth level on the team is not that.
They're going to have to, right? I mean, he's going to be on the field no matter what.
Okay. What do you think the role of Jahad Campbell will be this year?
I don't know. That's one I really can't gauge. I don't really know what that role is going to look like. Is it off ball? Is it edge rusher? Is he, playing in NASCAR only? I can't really figure out what his role is going to be. It's going to be one of those things I got to see what Vic does and how the player develops and progresses in camp and, when he gets back healthy, basically.
What's his Diso Ojulari going to be? What do you make of this player? Who is he? What is he going to do?
I don't like Ojulari that much. I like Josh Uche better. I've liked Uche better from the start. I think he has a better skill set that Vic would be able to get something out of him than Ojulari. But we'll see. I mean, I think they're kind of just dart sills. If you get productivity out of any of the two, I think you're happy with it. You know what I mean? You paid, I don't know what you have to. Huh? You probably have to. You got Jalix Nolan.
Okay.
Who? I mean, that's what I mean. You're probably going to have to get some.
You have to get something out of those guys because, hey, dude, they were limited with 3 dudes, right? One of those guys are going to have to come through for them. I look at here, Ty Robinson, we'll see. I think the player has a chance to win the job, actually. I heard you and John talking about a path. I think he's got probably the easiest path, him and Makuba, on winning jobs.
Yeah.
Jahad Campbell, I got him at right inside linebacker. I think that's the heir apparent to take over for Nakobe Dean. I think next year your linebackers are going to be Zach Bond and Jahad Campbell inside.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad bet by you. I don't think that's a bad bet at all.
I think Azeez Ojulari, I think he was a good pass rusher, but he was limited. I'll tell you why I think Vic likes him. He can drop and he can rush, but he's not very good against the run. Okay, he is not a run defender. But remember, you're on the field 70% of the time in nickel. So I think that guy could be your guy out there, but it depends on how well you play the run on first and second down. The kid from Georgia, Mundon, is that how you say his last name? What do you think his impact will be?
I don't think much. I think he's a bench player this year. I mean, I think he's what Trotter was last year. You didn't see Trotter much, maybe some special teams here and there, but I mean, I know you think he's got a chance to beat out Trotter. I don't really. I don't think he's ready yet.
Why are you impressed with Trotter? What has he done to make you impressed with him?
It's not that I'm impressed with him. It's that I mean, just trying to read the tea leaves of what's going on. The team seems to put him in that position when it gets there. And last year he was a rookie, so I didn't expect him to play over Oren Burks. And now every opportunity they've had post the linebackers they've lost, they've put in Trotter. So I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves. I think they like him. I think they like him and they're good with him there. So we'll see what he can do. But I happen to like the player. Now, maybe there's some bias there because he's a Trotter, and obviously the Axeman and stuff like that. And my sister's good friends with his fiance and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe there's some bias, but I'm optimistic on the kid. I think he's going to be a good player. Yeah, I am too. And not only am I rooting for him, though, but I actually believe he's got the traits necessary to be successful.
Yeah, see, I look at him and I say this. I go, okay. Well, I haven't seen anything impressive with him whatsoever yet. And everybody's talking about him being like this guy. I mean, I don't remember him ever like where you went like this. When you went with Jalen Hunt a year ago, this is what I said with Hunt. Holy shit, this guy's showing up in places. And holy cow, there he is. He's flashing. It wasn't consistent, but you kind of saw it. I mean, again, like I said, if you're talking to me about helmets and shorts in practice and they like them on what they're doing, I understand that because a lot of people take a lot away from that. And Vic does too, and being lined up in the right place. That's not going to shock me that he doesn't know where not to line up because his dad probably prepped him. But at the end of the day, I haven't seen that guy one time in a position where I thought that guy was a good ball player. And I also will say this, to be fair, I've also not seen him in a position where I thought he sucked. You know what I mean? I mean, I just don't know
eternal pessimist coming out in you.
What's that?
It's your eternal pessimist.
No, well, I'm a prove-it guy.
I know, AKA I'm a pessimist until I'm not allowed to be.
Well, bro, you've got to have certainties, and you're trying to get as much certainty as possible.
Well, you're not going to have certainty.
They're giving me fantasy talk about a kid who's been in the building.
Wait a second. We got 2 linebackers injured, and the 4th guy's trying to step up, and we need him to be certain.
But people are painting him like he's Trotter Sr.
No, I'm not doing that.
I didn't say you were.
I'm not doing that.
No, I didn't say you said that. All right. So let me, I went back and put the game film on with Makuba. I want you to help me out on something here because, again, I'm me being the ultimate pessimist, as you say. So I'll ask you, Zander, what has impressed you about him when he was at Clemson and he was at Texas, where you went like this? Okay, there's Gardner Johnson's replacement.
Not much. I mean, he's a feisty player. He plays all over the field. He's a hard hitter. He's one of those guys who's not afraid to get in there. But, yeah, I mean, I want to see it more with him. I mean, that's a little different than Trotter. Trotter's going into year 2, and we got this guy in the back of the 2nd round, and we need him to be the starter, basically. I mean, we need him to fill a role where Gardner Johnson was a highly productive player. So That's obviously a bigger question mark in my estimation than what Trotter is at linebacker. But I haven't seen anything. I mean, I'm in the prove it camp with you. I'll channel my pessimism and say I need to see it from Drew Makuba.
You think he starts?
I do because
so
I don't
him
like
and
Sidney
Reed.
Brown. I'm not the biggest Sidney Brown fan. I could be wrong on him. I feel like Sidney Brown's either going to be like great one day or he's going to just be like a eternal guy just like runs around the field like a chicken with his head cut off. He just like never stops moving, So I don't know. I'm not sold on Sidney, so I'm thinking Drew is going to get the start, which is either going to be good or not so good.
Can I say this to you about I'm gonna deviate a little bit here. Can I say this to you about Reed Blankenship? I'm a big fan of Reed Blankenship at $7 million. I hate Reed Blankenship at $15 million.
I'm with you on that, dude. I'm sorry, but Reed, Reed, I love you, dog. But like 15 M's, bro, I don't think so. We got Jalen. Who do you want? Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith or Reed Blankenship? Like I don't know. We're gonna have to cut that down from 15.
Yeah, I'm not.
What about 10? 10, you're like, I'll put up with it. But if you make one bad play, you're traded.
Dude, Gardner was going to make 11, and you got rid of him.
Dude, I don't even think Gardner was supposed to make that.
Okay.
I think it was like down to 8 this year because of like the way they structured the contracts.
Man, so you got rid of a guy who was financially in the building for you.
Yeah, dude. Like, let me.
And you want to pay this guy 15?
Let me look up what CJ Gardner's contract is. I thought it was less.
I thought it was 11-2 this year.
Well, 3 years, $27 million he signed.
Okay.
So this year, $9 million cap hit.
Okay.
Base is 775. Roster bonus 500, 250,000 workout bonus, and 500 G's.
Well, you're right. It's about
8.5 million.
Yeah, 8.5. Yeah. And now you want to give this guy 15? Fucking, I don't get that. That doesn't make it. Do you really think they're going to sign him?
Who, Reed?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things where sometimes John in the morning will say things and he like gives me the look. I've said this before. And like when he talks about Reed, he gives me the look of like, it's not about my opinion or your opinion. I have it on a source that they're going to pay this guy. And that's what they're going to do. Now we can analyze whether they should, but they're going to pay him. Now that's what I'm being told. I don't know if it's true or not.
They're going to pay him? Like, does John think 15 million?
Well, John said if I was his agent, I'd be asking for 15 million. That doesn't mean that's what they're going to pay him. And it doesn't mean that there's not the breaking point, a threshold that they wouldn't go over. But I think they want to pay him. I think they want to pay him.
That's what Derwin James makes.
I know. He's not in Derwin James, dude. That's insane.
I mean, that's like Cam Chancellor kind of shit. I don't know. What do you make of Adoree Jackson's role this year? I'm talking about all right.
I think he's going to be all right, actually.
I think he starts out there corner.
Oh, really? You think Ringo? All right, so you're saying if Ringo
will be in the Isaiah Rodgers role.
Yeah, but then you're basically saying Ringo's donezo in Philly. I mean, year 3, dude. If not now, when? How much more years do you need to ride the line?
And plus he'll be open for a contract extension too in the offseason. I mean, he just ran it. I heard you and John talking about him, and John's right. If not now, when? He just ran out of time. He was too young when he came in the league. The Eagles were right to keep him. Hey, look, dude, you're not wrong to have him on the roster. I see it too. I understand where they're going. You're right. John said that if he would have played another year in the SEC, he probably wouldn't have been a first rounder. Maybe. He was a good football player, man. And he was good in the number 1 conference. I'm not dispelling that. But still, you can't have a guy on a ball team 4 years and he not fucking start. I mean, what is he going to do? What do you think? You're on the GI Bill here? I mean, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. You're right, Sills. Well, I think Ringo wins that job. I don't think it's Adoree.
All right. What's Kenyon Green to you?
It's stiff. A camp body traffic cone.
You see they moved him over behind Landon Dickerson now?
He's a traffic cone. He's literally out there to move around.
They got Steen in the starter role now.
Steen, I know. He's probably going to have every chance to win it, but he had every chance to win it last year too, and Beckham won it. So I don't think it's going to be Kenyon Green, though, if he doesn't win. I think it's going to be Matt Pryor.
So let me read you these names. Ty Robinson. These are your new guys. Ty Robinson, Jahad Campbell, Azeez Ojulari, Joshua Ucha, Samil Mandan, is that how you say his name? Andrew Makuba, Dory Jackson, and Kenyon Green. What do you make of these new guys and the impact? I mean, I don't know. When I look at that group, I go,
yeah, it's not impressive.
That's not an impressive group of dudes. These are guys that you have to have replace star players. I'm not impressed with that list. Maybe the Campbell kid and the Robinson kid that I'm impressed with. If I had to pick two guys off that list, I think Campbell's going to be a good player for you. I do. The rest of these
but
guys,
when? I'm not doubting Campbell. My take is when. Because so much of this, even as an Eagles fan, it is hard to admit that this is a little bit more built for 2026 right now than 2025. Now, there's a chance that 2025 could work out and players could be better than we think earlier. But I don't know. We got a lot of question marks for sure on defense that dudes need to step up. Now, here's the thing. Ringo is going to step up. So cross it off the list, Walter. Reed Blankenship is going to have a great year. Zach Bond will be excellent. Jalen Hunt will be the best edge rusher on the football team. Cooper and Quinion are still here. So I think the defense is going to be really good still.
So nobody has it down here.
Well, I think there's still question marks. What about safety? Drew McCuba.
Okay, like you said with Reed.
The Drewster.
Who's playing next to Reed?
The Drewster.
Okay, so the last time he had a stiff playing next to him, he didn't look very good in 23, did he?
Who was the stiff that year? Oh, yeah, they had a stiff, and then they went to another stiff in Kevin Byard in the middle of the year. That guy was the ultimate stiff. Everybody was so excited to trade for that guy.
Don't you think he's a product of the people that he played in between a year ago?
Why? Because he's undrafted?
No. He keeps bringing up the UDFA. That is a problem for everyone, I don't know why that stigma is such that. It was the stigma with TJ, wasn't it? TJ had that stigma, didn't he?
Yeah.
When he played here.
Yeah, no, he did.
The only way you lose that is
That's why TJ had such a good year and only got paid like $7 million.
Well, he's having a great career in Chicago, even though he's not winning. I got 5 teams for you here, real quick here. My 5 teams that I think had the best offseason. By the way, what do you think of the Eagle offseason?
Nothing crazy. I mean, nothing great. But I kind of like what they did because last time we got to the Super Bowl and we got a little bit too high on paying people and keeping guys around, it didn't really work out. So I'm not in love with the idea of just running everything back and expecting the same result. So I don't know. I do think there's a chance they made good decisions and moved the right contracts and have the right guys in the right spots. But it is a big if and it's a big hope.
I think they did. And I brought this up about Jalen Carter. Dude, they love that kid so much. They got rid of the number 1 defense in the NFL to make sure they're going to pay that fucking guy and make sure that guy is going to be the centerpiece of your team. You whacked a ton of good players for one guy. Theoretically, one guy. Do you not agree? They said this, I'd rather have that kid than the number 1 defense and be able to build around that kid for the next 10 years than I would to have that number 1 defense. That shows you absolutely great respect. Okay? I mean, it is. Here's my 5 teams that I think had a good offseason. I'm going to start with 5. Bro, I think the Minnesota Vikings did a really good job. They improved their O-line. They improved their D-line. They've got an outstanding defense. The key, obviously, is going to be what goes on at quarterback. But I like that team, man. I mean, you look at their roster, Zander, their wide receivers are as good as anybody. Addison and Jefferson. The tight end is good up there. The old line is good. They improved in the defensive tackle position. They're good at linebacker. Brian Flores is an outstanding defensive coordinator. I love the whole thing. I think Minnesota had a great offseason.
All right, dude. And who the fuck's throwing a football?
Hey, like I said, Well, they're going to build the team around a quarterback the same way Philly builds around theirs.
That's actually it's true. But
Okay?
I will proudly profess from the highest mountaintop in the country that J.J. McCarthy is not Jalen Hurts.
That's what they're hoping, because that's what it looks like to me. That they're trying to build that team around him.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm with you. I didn't think that guy was good at Michigan.
You're not telling me that.
I didn't think he was that good at Michigan. Did you?
JJ McStinks is not going to be better than Jalen Hurts.
I'm with you, man. Hey, I never thought he was good at Michigan.
Look, Jack, you know I love you, brother. But spoken like a true Michigan man right there. Jack went to Michigan. I know that. Jack, come on, Jack. I know you love your Michigan man. That dude ain't an NFL player.
Hey, Jack. They played the Penn State game, and in the second half of that game, they didn't throw the pass one time. Come on, dog. They didn't throw the ball. Oh, maybe that's like Hurts. I don't know. They didn't have to throw the ball at all last year.
No way.
Maybe he does have a little bit of Jalen Hurts in him, Jack.
Jalen Hurts.
I don't know. All right.
Jalen's a Super Bowl MVP. Put some respect on his name. He's earned it.
Yeah.
He's earned it. Admit it. Admit it now. He's earned it.
Yeah, him and Joe Flacco, Super Bowl MVPs. Congratulations.
Jalen Hurts has earned it.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has earned my admiration. How you doing, kids? Good. Keep playing hard. By the way, he's into my top 5. I told you I can't not put him in there until something happens this year. If it does, I don't know. I doubt it. He's probably going to be a hero this year. All right, number 4. Because you just heard, did you hear Zander what he just said about the Eagles? Jalen Hunt's going to have a great year. Who else did he say? Nolan Smith's going to have a great year. Bakuba's going to have a great year. Everyone's going to have a superstar season in Philly. And this is why I say this. Washington has had a great offseason.
Dude, their team stinks.
Have added players that they needed to add right now as stopgap guys until they improve it in the draft. They have added the right pieces. They improved their O-line. They got a good number 2/number 3 receiver in Debo. Debo's not a number 1. He was a number 1 utility
Debo
player.
Legitimately stinks.
I'm sorry?
Debo stinks.
He does not. He owns the Eagles. There's a highlight reel.
Past his prime.
There's a highlight reel. I watched him just own the Eagles.
He is so far past his prime, it's not funny.
It's not true. And he's good. Get this. So guess who's going to be defending Debo Samuel when Washington plays him? Keely Ringo. Yeah, okay. Hey, I'll take that matchup.
What about Coop?
Coop. Oh, that's right. Well, no, he's got to take on the second best wide receiver because Q's taking on McLaurin.
That fat ass Debo ain't running by
Keely Ringo on Debo. Okay.
Have you seen Coop versus Debo in the offseason? Cooper's like adding muscle like there's no tomorrow. This dude is like fucking huge. And Debo is like, you could roll him down the football field from the 10-yard line of the end zone.
I know. Everyone's going to suck but Philly. Hey, I'll tell you this about Coop, man. He's got one of them beach bodies now. He's living the high life. This guy looks like he's Elvis out there, man. He's doing the hoochie coochie dance down there in Wildwood. I mean, shit. No wonder Wildwood wants to sponsor Birds 365. You got Cooper DeJean down there at the bars, hanging out, doing the hoochie coochie dance. How you doing? Wildwood must be killing it down there because that guy should just get a house there and live there.
Nah, dude.
Holy cow.
That's because, Coop is a beast, dude. What do you want? What do you want to say? Guy that picked off Mahomes in the Super Bowl for a pick 6 in front of 100 million people.
I know, man.
This dude is a stud. What do you want?
I know. He's a hoochie.
Yo, Abe. Don't group me in on that, Abe.
I mean, he's like just a really good. He's really. By the way, all supers will be read. Please hit that like button. I got the Broncos. I think the Broncos have done some good. I do love that Dre Greenlaw sign. And
so you're in on Bo Nix.
I said they had a good offseason. I didn't say I'm in on Bo Nix.
No, you're in on Bo Nix. All right, you're in on. So far, you're in on JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix.
No, I didn't say that. Okay, look at him there. Okay, and hey, I will say this.
Wait,
will
this
have
guy's out on Jalen Hurts, but he's in on
Watch it.
JJ
I say I'm out on Jalen Hurts. I said this to you. You ready? I bet Denver has a better defense than you.
Denver has a good defense. I'm not going to contest that one because I think they're one of the teams that has a chance to be the best defense in football this year. So I'm not going to take that bet because I think either or could win.
Yeah, they're pretty good back there, especially in that secondary.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you know what? I think the Patriots have done a lot. I mean, the Patriots. I'm a Drake May fan.
I'm a Drake May guy, but I'm not a Stephon Diggs guy. Like, I don't think that's a guy like AJ Brown. When we brought AJ Brown here, he changed around the culture of the team. The aura of the team changed. You think that was Stephon? Like, even back when he was in Buffalo, remember when he first left Buffalo and everyone was like, he's one of the best.
The guy won the MVP after they got rid of him.
I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. He's a good receiver. That's it. And he's a head case. He's a sort of verifiable head case. I don't know.
You think he drags the team down?
I'm not saying he drags the team down, but I don't think he lifts them up.
Okay.
I do like Drake May, though. I'll give you that. He looks like he could be good.
Did you see that Mike Vrabel came out and said this? He goes, we're going to have an intense defense this year, and it's going to be one of the best defenses and best turnarounds you will ever see. I've got great hope in a lot of these guys. Mike Vrabel. Vrabel says they're going to be one of the toughest defenses in pro football this year.
Well, he's got to believe in his guys. If he doesn't, who will?
Absolutely. Who do you think had the best offseason? Who do you think had the best offseason in the NFL?
Best offseason in the NFL. See, I got to be honest. I don't know enough moves that are made league-wide right now to be able to proclaim that. But I think you're right about the Vikings. I think they did some good things. I think the Bears did some good things. I think the Panthers actually did some good things, but I don't think they're going to be good enough just yet. I think the Bucs did some good things. I like what the Bucs did. I like the drafting of Emeka Egbuka. I think the Eagles did some good things. I think they got younger, and I like the guys that they drafted. I think the Commanders went the complete wrong direction, and I think they go down from 12 wins that they had last year. Got older, got slower, and really didn't really improve all that much. So I'm not really huge on what the Commanders did, to be honest with you.
I think they did a great job.
I know you do. I think, yeah, I know you do. You love that roly-poly Debo. And Laramie Tunsil, who was a turnstile last year.
I just absolutely love what they did in Washington.
They didn't do anything good.
They are going to win 12, 13 ball games this year. I will say this to you, too. For me, I think the Bears had the best offseason. And what I love about –
I mentioned them. I gave them an honorable mention.
I think they've done a lot, dude. They've improved the O-line. They got a play-calling head coach for their quarterback. Now they're trying to build the O-line to have an O-line like Philly, but they're doing it with mercenaries, and I don't like that because you're not going to be on the same page. So here's my 5 teams that I think had a really good offseason. I think the Bears, the Patriots, Denver, Washington, and Minnesota all improved their football teams.
Bears, Patriots, Denver, Washington, Minnesota. Good 5, except for Washington. That team got worse.
That team got better.
No, they didn't.
They really didn't. They did.
No, they didn't.
No, they got better. They didn't lose any coordinators. They got a left tackle finally to protect the quarterback's backside.
Laramie Turnstile.
They got a number 2.
Laramie Turnstile.
They made the NFC Championship game with a stiff at left tackle. Tunsil's not a stiff. I tell you this, he's got more all-pro teams.
When the Commanders don't even win 12 games this year.
You know that?
What?
Jeremy Tunsil's got more of a resume than Jordan Mailata does.
Well, right, he's been in the league longer.
Okay, he's been in the league 3 years longer.
Okay. Right, talk to me after ananother 3 years of first-team All-Pros.
Okay. I know. You're making it sound like that. By the way, the guy was a first-rounder, too. After the pot smoking idea that his dad thought it was cool to take the mask off.
That was hilarious. I will give him credit for that. He is a legend for that. Oh, look, Cobra the Nerd is back. Oh, shut the F up, Zander. Cobra returns. They always come back. Come on back,
You guys
Cobra.
do always come back.
Come on back.
Hey, real quick here. One last one before we. Hey, guys, super chats, please, if you can. Hold on here. PFF 2025 head coaches. I got to get this up for Zander here. I haven't done this one yet. So here's the top. This ain't Big Sills, of course. I didn't put this list together. Here are your top NFL head coaches. Andy Reid, 1, Kansas City Chiefs. Sean Payton, number 2, Denver Broncos. I guess.
What is it?
Number 3.
Coaches?
What?
Top coaches?
Yeah, Pro Football Focus.
Well, why wouldn't Sirianni be number 2?
Oh, I didn't make this list. Hang on.
What a shit list.
Hold on. Andy Reid, number 1. Sean Payton, number 2. Surely Sirianni's 3. Let's see. Oh, no. Sean McVay is number 3. Okay. Surely Sirianni's number 4. Oh, no. It's John Harbaugh. Shit. Sirianni's got to be 5. No. It's Mike Tomlin. Well, shit. Come on, man. No. Jim Harbaugh is number 6. Surely he's got to be number 7. Holy shit. They put Kyle Shanahan there. And there comes your boy at number 8, right in front of Dan Campbell, as the Pro Football Focus top 10 coaches in the NFL. Nick Sirianni sitting at number 8. And listen to what they put under his thing here. Sirianni is often targeted for criticism. Jay, that's
by talk show host Dan Sileo.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not just me. Angelo, too, man. He's on his ass.
Oh, Angelo, it was ironic listening to Angelo yesterday. I mean, talk about, all these coaches, and I'm like, this fucking dude, Angelo. I mean, he's got a good shtick and all, but this dude's talking at the back of his mouth. I mean, come on, man. Saying that Nick Sirianni stinks, saying that Rob Thompson stinks, saying everybody, anybody that's successful, Angelo criticizes. It's like, Angelo, sit down and shut up. I mean, come on, man.
And Andy Reid, I can't go with Andy Reid.
I mean, guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I can't do
Leave
that.
Leave it to Angelo Cataldi to say he stinks. You can almost use a rule of thumb. Anyone Angelo doesn't like is probably a pretty good coach.
Okay, here. You ready for this one? The Buccaneers will host the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles on September 28th at 1 p.m. And they're going to be celebrating the team's 50th anniversary. One lucky fan will get a vintage 1976 Ford Bronco in the special halftime giveaway. They're going to unveil the 5th. Tom Brady's going to be there. And so, so when the Eagles come to town, they're going to be honoring. That game's going to be a great game. I think that's going to be an interesting ball game. To see how that young defense for Philadelphia, and to see if Tampa Bay can hang with teams that you've got to beat the Eagles.
Tampa Bay can't hang with us.
Why? What do you mean? They've crushed you the last time.
I don't care. That's over. It's done. It's dusted. So
with the new defense, you think they return all 11 guys on offense too? The team
I'm predicting we beat the Buccaneers by 3 touchdowns in week 4.
Hit that fucking like button. Let's get to some of these super.
I mean, are you kidding me? What do you want me to believe in Baker Mayfield?
Why? He's owned you.
I like Baker. I'm kidding. I do. I like Baker. I like Baker. I just don't think
you're
they're
going to have to prove one thing to me. You play against a team like Philly, you're going to have to prove you beat the champs. You want to beat champs? Bro, you got to beat them. Then you're going to make me believe you can get to the NFC Championship game. You want to hear something I predicted today on the morning show in Tampa? I said the Buccaneers are going to play the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
I don't hate that. I love that as an Eagles fan.
In Philly.
Because we're winning that game.
In Philly.
28-11, we beat them with a 32-ranked defense. Thank you very much, Dank Bird Gang. That's proof of that 3 touchdowns sounds right about right.
And actually, they beat the living fuck out of the Super Bowl champions a year ago.
I might be a little shy. It might be 4 touchdowns, Abe. It might be 4 touchdowns.
The Super Bowl champs got their asses handed to them.
Why are all these everybody's Sileo-ized right now? Stop it. We're the Super Bowl champs. Stop letting this schmuck Italian from California tell you that
Yeah,
your team stinks.
I am
You're
not.
the best team in fucking in the NFL.
You are not
that.
the best. That team's gone, dude. Like Merrill says, gone. Just like Cooper DeJean's old habits of being an Iowan. This guy's a rock star now. I heard you say
not gone? Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni.
That guy could walk around Iowa or Ames or wherever the fuck.
You know, all the Sirianni Hurts detractors. It's funny. It's like they're selling a false reality. It's like you shouldn't believe in these guys. But it's like, wait a second. Look at all the success. It's like, no, don't look at that, everybody. Don't look at that. Look over here. They actually stink. Well, wait a second. This is the best 3 years in Philadelphia Eagles history. No. Don't worry about that. Look over here. I promise you, Sirianni and Jalen suck. It's like, no, they don't.
What's Sirianni's biggest impact on your team?
What do you mean? He's a perfect football coach for this team.
No, what is his biggest impact? Personnel, play design, play
here you go, trying to put him into a box. He's the CEO, head coach of the football team. He manages all of the on-field stuff and everything that the team does. He's got coordinators.
But what's Andy Reid? I know what Andy Reid's
and everybody does their part. Nick Sirianni is the head of the snake.
I know what Andy Reid does. He picks his assistants. He's involved with personnel decisions, and he's a play caller. That's his job. That's his job in Kansas City. That's what that guy does. Nick Sirianni has none of those jobs. He has none of them. You know what? Somebody brought a great comparison up. And think of this on Phil Jackson. You would never hire Phil Jackson in a million years to build your team. And he's won 11 NBA titles. Why? Because when he went to New York to try to build the Knicks, he was a colossal failure. Hiring coaches, hiring personnel, drafting. Look at Jordan. When Jordan tried to build the Charlotte Hornets, he couldn't. He was a player. You know what Nick is? Nick's a guy that walks into a room and he knows the room. He knows what knee to get on. How you doing? Like the Pope. Like when the Pope and Howie walks in. Pope Roseman walks in and the Pope walks in. This guy's on his knee. And he knows, and he's right to do it. I'm not saying that's not the right way today. I think coaches today, every coach in the NFL today, and you're right, Zander, coaches today, they don't want them having personnel decisions. They don't want them to have all the power like Sean Payton's and Andy Reid's any longer. They want to be able to control more of the narrative. And you know what? The way the Eagles do it, they win.
You think the Eagles would win just as much without Nick?
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna go down your lane on this one. No, I don't, because I don't believe that you can. I think when you have a perfect storm going, I think you have to leave that chemistry alone. I think they. Oh, I'll ask you the question. Do you think the Eagles believe that front office and the owner?
Well, I think they'd be largely successful without him. I don't know if they think they would have this level of success. It's one thing to be a good overall organization year in and year out. I think the owner and the front office have established that they can be that. But do you have the right coach and the right quarterback that get you over the mountaintop? That is a different beast. Being able to have that is different than just being a good team. I mean, look at the Ravens. You think that front office isn't like, man, I feel like we do everything every year to put our team in a position to win, and they do. They haven't gotten over the top. So I do think Nick and Jalen get the credit for the final push. Yeah, I think they get the credit for the final push.
Because John has gotten over the top, but he hasn't gotten over the top
with
Lamar. But I know what you mean. I know that they put that team in a good position.
Oh yeah, with Joey Flacco.
But one thing is for sure. I mean, John Harbaugh, he's part of personnel decisions.
Was Joe Flacco elite?
No. That's why Jalen's not.
All right, let's rattle through these supers. We only got a couple.
All right.
JD3 says, Tunsil better hit that mask twice before he sees Nolan and Hunt. Debo looks like he's been wearing that mask a little too much.
Holy cow, is that a great take?
JD, that's a good super chat right there.
It is.
That's the Tunsil mask, baby.
What a
Eagles says, just because. Thank you. Thank you, Fly Eagles. Just because $2. Appreciate you, Fly Eagles. One of our great supporters here. We appreciate you. A-Team checks in. They have a feeling Dotson will be traded midseason once his stock goes up a little. What do you think about Raiders and Carroll and Chip Kelly? They're
not trading him.
I'm not high on the Raiders A-Team. I do think they've done things better, and I think Pete Carroll will get them in the right direction. And I think Brady's been pretty good in what they've done, but who'd they get? Geno Smith?
Geno Smith?
Yeah, I can't get it. I like Geno.
He won a lot of games up there for Pete.
I mean, Geno was a good story a couple of years ago when he kind of came back to life a little bit. But Kyle says, Zander, I'm going to send you a bottle of wild turkey this season. Going to be a doozy featuring Ramen Noodle Hurts, AJ Owens, and Private Pie. This dude Kyle's off his rocker.
I love
Kyle. You might take that bottle of wild turkey and send it to yourself, my friend. Come on, man. I don't need that.
Ramen Noodle Hurts. What is that?
Kimberly says, what's up, Kimberly? If we go passing, short throws and checkdowns.
Hey, Brady won 7 Super Bowls.
It's not particularly Jalen's game, though. Don't you guys remember Carson Wentz? Like, we used to be like, this dude can throw a 40-yard laser down the field, perfect, on target, on time, on the money. But you needed him to dump one off to the running back, and he airs it over his head, or he throws it, into the dirt. And I'm just like, how? But some quarterbacks it doesn't come as easy to them, that check down stuff. And I think Jalen's always been so good with his legs. He never really built that up. And I don't think it's a fault of his. I just think it's kind of the way his career has gone. But I would like to see him use it a little bit more.
Absolutely.
That's all of them.
Okay, good stuff there, man. Yeah, hey, Ramen Noodle Hurts. Way to go, Kyle. I like it.
Super Bowl MVP is a box of ramen noodles. Good. Hey, Kyle. That's a good take, my friend. That will get you into the Hall of Fame.
Joe Flacco's going to Hall of Fame too.
I mean, that's one of the worst takes you'll ever read.
Joe Flacco's a Hall of Famer too, right?
No. Jalen Hurts has been way more successful than Joe Flacco in the first 4 years. His trajectory is way higher than Joe Flacco's right now.
Okay. Joe Flacco, come back.
He's like 50 and 20 with 2 Super Bowl appearances in 3 years. Come on, man.
47,000 passing yards.
All right, if you put passing yards,
Super Bowl MVP.
Here we go again with the stats.
Super Bowl win. I mean, 5 Pro Bowls? I mean, dude, the guy does a pretty decent resume.
Not about passing yards.
How about this? He's got a great resume for winning, too.
Oh, wait a second. Speaking of passing yards, if you want to go there, Jalen Hurts' career stats, he probably has, 15K already? He's got 15K already. 14-7. 15K, 14-7. In 4 years.
Not bad. He'll have 28,000 in another 5 years and he'll be ready to rock.
No, he won't. He'll have 28,000 in another 4.
Yeah, that's Hall of Fame status.
He'll pass Flacco.
No. I'm going to get to Gary here in a second. He's going to pass Y.A. Tittle.
Oh, stop. I'm out of here. I can't. I mean, this is.
Hey, Zander, thank you, brother. We'll catch you on
Thank you. Appreciate everybody. Hit that like button. Kyle, get your meds, Kyle. Come on, man.
All right. Without further ado. Hey, I got to tell Gary this one here before we bring him up here. Make sure you check out Gary on Fox 29 too. So Cooper DeJean, man, you see him working out down at Wildwood. He's working out. He's hanging out, doing that with the girls. He's doing the curls. He's hanging out at Wildwood Beach. Hell, man, he's like a big star at Wildwood Beach. I mean, it's a lot better than Ames, Iowa, or wherever the hell. When you're in Ames, Iowa, you know what you do? You run in cornfields and you go cow tipping. Now when you're in Philly, he's like, look at all the girls. Holy cow, the beach. Dude, this guy doesn't know any better. This just in. You don't go to Jones Beach. Jones Beach is not very good. Chesapeake, okay, the Hamptons, okay, Mystic is good. And also, Wildwood used to be great. You want to go to Cape May? That's good, too. This guy, he's hanging out there at Wildwood. Son, Wildwood ain't what it used to be. I know it's not Ames, Iowa, but all right. Without further ado, let's get Gary's thoughts on the superstar that is Cooper DeJean now, our friend Gary Cobb from Fox 29, former Eagle. I don't know, Gary. This guy's acting like he's all like, a lot of distractions for this team this offseason.
Well, there are. And, you talked about Cooper. look at what Cooper's been through in the short time he's been here. I mean, he is popular. I mean, I've seen him where the little girls are running around, Cooper, screaming and stuff. So, he has run into a phenomenon, I mean, kind of in a way, because he had that Super Bowl play, and then the team wins the Super Bowl in his first year, and he's a young kid, and he is popular, with the little girls running after him and everything. But he's going to be all right, because I see he's working out. He's putting in time. He's getting in his work, because, people are going to be coming after him too. They've had a look at them. They are going to try to attack them. So I think they'll be up to it.